One out of five new employees quit in their first 45 days. And the reason is not because of money, but it's because their first week is just a mess. Now, I have experience. There's no laptop, there's no plan, no proper onboarding. And at the other side, the HR is also drowning. They are just chasing forms, emailing the new employees. They are just juggling from one department to the other, booking meetings, answering the same questions over and over again just to ensure that the new employees are properly onboarded. So I built this 5 agent that actually solved all of this. Now, to my story, I can remember when I got a software engineering job. The first 2 weeks was very funny. I mean, very funny. I resumed and then there was no proper onboarding. I was just there. I was asking, okay, so what do I need to do? Please give me access to the code base and all of that. Let me just understand the structure. What do I need to start planning so that whenever there's a new task, I just know what to do. It was after 2 weeks that they actually need me to work on their application. That's actually when they gave me access to the code base. And imagine me having to do all of that. I need to understand their code base, and then I need to think of, okay, what to do. At the end of the day, it was actually a mess, and I was frustrated. So I just had to really leave. I had to leave. So I built this 5 agent to actually solve all of these, works on your onboarding by themselves. Now, let me show you what a bad first week really cost. Now, the number one is that replacing one person that actually quit, it cost like 2 times of their salary. Now, the second one is that HR spends 3 to 5 hours per hire just moving info from one place to another, and even the interview itself. So which means you would have to go over the interview again and again. So what about what happens if the new employee actually have a very good and properly planned onboarding for their first week? The probability that they're going to stay is very high. Why? Because they have enough time to actually get settled down. So let me show you how the agent actually runs. If you follow the talent acquisition agentic that we built last time, you realize that at the end of the work of the agent, the HR, we have to be the one to send the offer letter to the new hire. And part of the thing is going to send is actually this form, and it's just going to be the acceptance form. So what happens is that the new hire is going to sign the offer letter, and then it's going to send it and then also accept the offer. So this is just the form. The new hire is going to fill it, the email, and then it's going to accept the offer. I'm just going to upload the form. So immediately the new hire actually click on the submit. The agent actually going to wake up, and then they're going to just do their work instantly. Now check the time here. The time is 2:07. So let's just see how everything runs. Now let me click on submit and let me open the Telegram. You're going to see what's going to happen now. 2:07. Now we click on submit. 2:07, and then everything actually kickstart instantly. I mean instantly. So let's just see what actually happened. So we are basically using Telegram. As a communication channel. So your own can be Slack or whatever communication channel you use. So it's just going to be the same process or whatever process you want to follow. So immediately the agent one is actually going to kick it up, and then it's going to take that person we just hired and then turn them into a proper employee in the system, in a database. We have a database for that. So we're actually using Supabase as our database. So instead of the HR having to retype the details, the document, or the information of that person, so it's going to pick it up from the talent acquisition agent that we built. We are using the same database, so it's going to actually get all of that. So that's why we have this information of the new hire. So it's going to do that, and then it's going to instantly actually call the remaining 4 agents. So you can see that it said agent 2 to 5 are now running. So which means they are going to be the one to collect the document. It's going to call the IT department as well, and then it's going to schedule and all of that. So let's just see. Now, instantly, the agent 3. So immediately the IT department is going to get a message on Telegram. It's going to be that, okay, we need you to set up everything that this new hire actually need. You can see they are going to get this full information about the new hire. Now you can even see that, okay, the suggested company email for this person is this adebayo.okafor@nextsupport.technologies.pro. So it's going to be the one to even suggest that. And then these are the things that we need you to prepare for the new hire. Now you can see, please help us create the company email account, set up the Slack, and then give the team access, then the access to software licenses, assign laptop, equipment, whatever the person needs is going to do that. And then this is the employee ID. So that's that. And then the HR is going to get this information as well, that, okay, I've actually sent this notice to the IT department. So now they are working on it. And then the agent 2 is going to also be triggered. So now you can see the agent 2, which is the document collector. It actually said document collection email has been sent. So let's check the mail that was actually sent. Now you can see this is it. And you can see the subject, action required, submit your onboarding document. So this is it. Welcome, Adebayo. So to complete your onboarding, please submit the required document using the secure form below. So this is actually what the form is going to ask for. The government ID is going to ask for the bank account details, the emergency contact info, and then it's going to ask for the tax ID. So whatever information you actually require from your employees, so it's going to ask for that. So this is actually the agent 2 that is handling the document. So even when the new hire send or submit the document, it's still going to be the one to do that. It's going to update the database as well, so that you have all of that information. So we're going to do that later. So that's the agent 2. Now the agent 5 is actually the one that sends the welcome email to the new hire. So let's just see the welcome email that was sent as well. Now, see, this is the welcome email actually. So, welcome to the team. Hi, Adebayo. Your role is this. Before your first day, you have to submit the onboarding document, review your first week schedule, then save contact details. So what to expect in your day one, your equipment and system access will be ready and waiting. Your manager will walk you through your first week plan. You'll be introduced to the onboarding body and all of that. So this is what the welcome email looks like. So that's the agent 5. So the agent 4 is actually the onboarding scheduler. Now schedule email sent. So which means the new hire actually received 3 email, the what's it called, the document collector, the welcome email, and also the schedule email sent. So let's just see the email that was sent. Now you can see this is actually the mail that was sent. You can see your first week onboarding schedule, and this is it. Hi Adebayo, this is your first week onboarding plan. So this is the for day 1 welcome and HR induction. So it's going to be about the company overview, values, so the IT setup, the meeting, engineering management, office tour, and all of that. Then day 2, so everything was actually sent. Everything was sent to the HR. You can see HR team, and everything was actually sent. And you can see how everything actually worked. They actually got it instantly. So now the last thing now is, let's see what happened when the new hire actually fill the document. So let's see when I actually submit the document. Let's see what happened. So submit my document, and then so it's going to fill the name, add the bio, the email. It's going to submit the government ID. Then it's going to put in the bank name, bank number, account number rather, account name, the emergency contact, Adebayo Alex, let's say 8103123456, and then the relationship. So let's just say father, and then the tax ID slash NIN, which one, whichever. So immediately submit it. The agent is going to continue the work. It's going to be the one to continue the work. So let's just click on submit, and then let's go to our Telegram. Now you can see instantly the agent to document collector. So says that document received from Adebayo, and these are the document that was received: government ID, bank details, emergency contact, and then tax info. So all of these were actually updated in the database. Let me even show you. You can see this is actually the database. These are the tables. So let's check that document, actually onboarding document. This is the onboarding document. So you can see, so it's actually going to show you the document type, everything that was actually received the from the new hire. You can see the bank details, the tax info, government ID, emergency contact, and all of that. You can see this is the URL. So this is the, what's it called, the details. So this is the name. This is the, for the file, this is the tax ID, and this is the bank name. This is the bank number, everything actually captured in the database. So this is actually how the AI agent actually works, and it did all of these without you even doing anything. And this has saved you a lot of hours, and it has also ensured that it has already cut the percentage of your new hire staying in the organization. So now let me just walk you through how I built this, in case you want to build this for yourself, or you can reach out if you want us to actually customize this for your organization. We'll be glad to do that. That's what we do. All right. So now let's start with the agent one. As usual, you're going to get the entire workflow, SQL that we use to create the table, and the details step by step how to create these. So you can just check the description. You're going to see the details of how to get it for free. So it's just there. So this is the agent one, and immediately this form was submitted, is going to kickstart. So now if you should check the link that we are using, you can see this is a candidate ID, and then this is also the job ID. The agent one is going to need it. So when you already know that, for the form to complete with HTML, so there's a need for us to make use of the webhook URL, so which we did here, and then we'll fetch the we fetch the candidate ID, and then the job ID, and then we have to connect to the database to actually check for this candidate ID. So we need to fetch, to actually check if we have that. So we have to fetch the details of the candidate. You can see this is the ID. So we use the ID to actually fetch the name and then the details of that. And then after fetching, we need to check if that candidate actually exists. So this is it. It actually exists. Then it's going to the true branch. So that's why you can see it is true. If it's false, it's going to notify the HR. So because it's false, now it's going to do another round of fetching. It's going to fetch for the job ID, if that job ID actually exists. And then you can see that yes, it actually exists. We have the title, the department. So the title, the department, the location, employment type, and then it's also going to check if the job ID actually exists. So because it exists, it's going to the true branch. Then it's going to build the employee data. So these are the informations you can see, the department and all of that. Is just going to merge it, and then the start date and boarding status is in progress. So, and then it's going to create the employee record inside the database. You can see we have all of it. So we don't have the phone number of the employee. That's why we have the null. And then it's going to update the offer status. So it's going to update that. So after updating it, it's going to create the IT record, what the person actually need from the IT. Is also going to fetch it actually from the database. So it's going to, okay, so these are the things that we actually require from the IT, the email account, Slack, access, and all of that. and then it's going to build the HR notification, what is going to send to the HR. So it's going to build it. So that's why we have all of these. Then it's going to notify the HR onboarding started. So that's actually the message that the HR got. Now it's going to prepare the downstream payload, everything that it needs actually to call to initiate the agent 2, agent 3, agent 4, agent 5. So that's why we have all of this. So that's actually that about the agent 1. Now this is the agent 2. It's actually the document collector. So it's the one that sent the document requirements. He sent the email to the new hire, and then it's also the one that actually gets the document after filling it, and then updates the database, and then send the notification to the HR. So you can see this. So after the agent 1, actually called the agent 2, it's going to fetch the the details that it needs from the agent 1, and then it's going to check if it's actually to send the request or if it is actually getting the response from the new hire. So that's why we have all of this. So in this case, it's actually to send a request. So that's why it is false. So it's going to follow this route. So it's going to fetch the employee details. So using this employee ID is going to fetch the details. So it's going to check if the employee is actually found. So because it's found, then that's actually true. Then it's going to build the document email, the mail to send to the hire. It's going to actually build that, and then it's going to send the document email. So it's going to send the email, and then it's going to save the document task that, okay, I've already sent the mail to this person to request for the document that we need, and then it's going to notify the HR that the email was sent. So that's the first route. So let's quickly go to the second route. So this is the second route. So it's going to also check, okay, is it sending request or is it receiving the response? So now in this case, it's actually receiving the response. That's why I actually follow the true. That's actually when the new hire actually send the document back. Now it's going to get all the details. So now you can see that, okay, he has actually gotten all of that information. Then it's going to fetch the employee details actually to check if we have this person in our database. So if the employee is found, it's going to follow this. If not, it's going to send the notification to the HR that it's like someone is trying to do something funny. So because it's found, it's going to save all the document in the database. It's going to update the task as completed as well. And then it's going to build the document report, and then it's going to notify the HR. So that's why we have these. So now this is the agent 3. So this is one at work. So this is just the IT professional webbook. So after calling the agent 3, it's going to also just structure the details, the data, and then it's going to fetch the employee. Is going to do the same thing. So if the employee is found, it's going to go to the true route, and then it's going to build the IT checklist based on what they actually got from the database. So it's going to be the IT checklist. And then, so after building the IT checklist, so it's going to send these to the IT department that, okay, we want you to actually prepare this information, these details for our new hire. And then it's also going to notify the HR that he has notified the IT department. So that's the work of agent 3. This is for agent 4, and what it's doing is actually the one that creates the onboarding, is one that schedules the onboarding, the mail that was received that just talks about everything that's going to happen the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and throughout that week of the onboarding process. So now after calling the agent 4, after the agent 1 called the agent 4, it's going to fetch the details, then it's going to structure it to make it usable, and then it's going to fetch the employee to check if it's a real employee. It's just a normal thing. Else we're going to have wrong people in our database or wrong information. So there's a need for this check. So it's going to build the schedule prompt. So it's going to schedule the prompt based on what the company actually does. So based on everything that they do, their onboarding process. So is it that you first of all talk about the the goal of the company. So is it that you the second day you introduce them to their co-workers and all of that? So that's actually the prompt about. So it's just going to structure the prompt, give the prompt. You can see you are HR onboarding specialist for this and all of that. So you're going to give it actually the exact activity. So you can see the activity one, activity two, and all of that. So it's actually the one that structures that, and then it's the one that, so after structuring it, it's going to pass it to the LLM, the agent that's going to actually create that. And so that's why we have this. So in our case, I'm actually using Google Gemini, and then we're going to build the schedule email. So Gemini, so it's going to be the schedule email, and then we're going to send the email to the candidate, and then we're going to save that to in our database, and then we're going to send notification to the HR that yes, we have already sent the onboarding schedule to the new hire. All right, so this is the Agent 5. So it's the welcome communicator. It's the one that sends the welcome email to the new employee. So, after Agent 1 call, the Agent 5 is going to structure the data to make it usable. And then like the proper, proper steps, going to fetch the employee. And then it's going to check if it actually exists. So if not, it's going to send the mail notification to the HR. But if it is found, it's going to be the welcome email. It's going to be the welcome email. It's going to send the welcome email. It's going to save the welcome task that, okay, this task has been done for this specific candidate. And then it's going to send notification to the HR that, yes, this is done. All right. So it's pretty straightforward. If you want to actually have access to the entire workflow, you can just get that in the description. You're going to see the link that's going to lead you to where to download and the SQL query and the proper step-by-step what you even need to do before you can get those things done. So everything is in the document, so you can just click on it and then you will get everything that you need. And if you want us to build this for your company, you can just send us a mail. You will also see that in the description below as well. And I would like to actually work with you. So if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please quickly go ahead and then do that right now so that you'll be notified when we give you another valuable content. See you in the next video. Bye.